Well, it's been a very productive day. Um, Started a new quote unquote sprint. I do those once a week. And this is all the stuff I've gotten taken care of today so far. And just wrapping up the testing on the core elements. I did a whole bunch of refactors, allowing elements to pull, from data, centralizing a lot of logic and CSS, and nice documentation and implementation. But testing, so testing was a little different than I thought it would be. Evidently, for testing, there is this Polymer web component tester called it's a command line thing called WTC. And you create these suites, and then you run your tests, and it runs it in various browsers. It has a Sauce Labs plugin, fun configuration. It uses Mocha and Kai. Actually, I'll just run something real quick. Should have it in my history right there. So what that'll do is it'll run all of the tests for the core components in a browser. Actually, let me run this. And there they all are. Wow, those are really quick milliseconds. So, they're all passing and it's all great. Thank goodness for command line tests. I can also run all of these individually so that if I'm having an error, I can go see what it is on the page and examine the state of the page. And it's really kind of interesting how you define it. So core component, you just do a regular HTML page and you include the web component tester in there, and you go ahead and just initialize your elements, and then you just have a script on the page that declares a suite and a whole bunch of tests. I could only get the TDD, or the testing driven style, to work. I couldn't get the BDD, the behavior, where you say describe and then it should, and then use expect everywhere. Couldn't quite get that to work, so I'm now becoming familiar with the assert methodologies. But it's fine. It's just a different API to do the same thing. So yeah, just a lot of testing today, a lot of documentation. So I redid the documentation on the home page, or the main README for awk. Saying, okay, here's examples, here's kind of what you can do, point you to a list of available elements, what they all are, a link to their documentation. Let's see, core. I only have core elements, but let's do component. Base elements, a list of all of the attributes, their defaults, an example of how to use them. Let's see, person has another one defined. It inherits from core component. It has a mode, default to name, possible values are name and ID, there's type string. My example sucks. I gotta go fix that. I do need to fix that. So yeah, things are coming along nicely. I'm hoping to get birth working. Last time I just had the layout with the little, they're not quite lozenges, but the rounded rectangles everywhere. So I want to get those actually working so that it calls name, or calls birth and displays birth, and then I can figure out, okay, here's how I'm going to read from this, and also here's how I'm going to update this, get some other interesting things like that. And then I'll probably dive back into ptree, I'm guessing, to go in and actually implement birth. And it's probably birth, marriage, now that name's done. Get that done, and then maybe back to save to commit. I think I need to do that one soon. Not exactly sure. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. We'll see. Well, take care.